Hello and welcome to MGP364. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Anna, did you have to put down a drink to say hello?
I was having
Downing a
an
pint.
apple and cinnamon tea, but it's
But you knew you were going to have to say... You know how long the intro takes, and you knew you were going to have to say hello.
In Anna's defence, you only said
One
Sheepdog, put all your weapons, drinks, phones, technology, so on and so forth down. You didn't say Anna, put your drink down.
Exactly.
I think she picked it up after I said that.
Yeah, because she thought, well, I wasn't in that list.
Goodness
Very
me.
true.
How are we all on this fine week?
Very good.
What?
Okay.
Quite a
Anna.
stressful week, but
Would you like to tell us about your stressful week?
oh my gosh. So I was alright Monday, Tuesday, I'd work, I was fine. It's work, you know. And then Wednesday, Kevin's like, we'll have a relaxing day at the gym.
You've
Kevin
missed out
says.
one part of this story already.
What part of that?
The thing that stressed you out before all
He was
this.
wearing a hat.
What stressed me out before this?
Why were you already stressed when we went to the gym?
Because my results hadn't come through.
And
And for 2 days I've been told they were coming through.
your mum's dog died.
I was
yeah.
even aware of that, Anna, but I thought maybe she was avoiding that.
I've tried to block that out because it's just so sad.
But
Yeah,
you told me that's why you overreacted to what happened next.
Yeah, but then
continue.
other things happened and stuff. So my mum's dog died on Tuesday morning. So that was sad and like upsetting. And then for 2 days I've been told by my module leader person that I would have my results on Monday. And then on Tuesday. And then they still don't come through. And then Wednesday we went to the gym. And we were only there we were having a relaxing one, so we were in the pool, getting some warm from the bubbles.
Some lovely bubbles. Oh,
Yeah.
they were lovely bubbles. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it,
And
Anna?
I was, and then I just, because like I've been to the gym and the pool with my watch before, so I know it's waterproof, and I pulled my arm out of the water, and the screen was hanging off.
Wow.
Yeah, the watch just exploded. This is a Fitbit Versa, is it?
Yep.
That's only about a year old.
And my
I shot out of this hot tub, worried that there was going to be battery acid dripping on me. I didn't realise I could move so quickly. I kind of stood up and slid backwards and just went
You're
over
going
the
to send
side
them
of the
the
hot
physio
tub.
bill from having your bones realigned.
Yeah, I've never moved so quickly, but I thought that could be dripping anything. I'm having no part of this,
water.
and just got out of there. Yeah, but I didn't know. All I saw is you. I was sat in a pool of water, and you were lunging towards me with a dripping electronic device. And I thought, I'm off. Leave you to
Yeah, so it was, but then I was trying to get it off because I didn't want to tip my hand over so everything fell out of it. I needed to undo, and he wouldn't undo. This woman had to help me because he had just gone. He didn't want to help, and yeah, so the screen had just completely come off. Like it's hanging on by one of them thin, thready things that you get in computers. I can't remember what they're
Wires.
called. Yeah, but it's like a big film thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That brown stuff. So at the moment, I'm in talks with Fitbit in America. So our messages are few and far between because they.
You want to get in talks with Apple in England and say, "Hey, Apple, do you want to know what Fitbit did? Do you want some good publicity and send me an Apple Watch to compensate me for my Fitbit?" Because Fitbit are so useless. That's what you should be doing.
They
Because
used to be
before
great.
They've sent me new ones, and they've sent me new bands. So, and like they know exactly when this one was purchased because they looked on my thing. Goes, oh yeah, you got your Versa on the 8th of August 2018. In the UK law, you have a 2-year guarantee on any electronic or any electronic you've bought. It's still in the 2 years. It still has to be fit for purpose. That is not fit for purpose. That's not working.
Disintegrated.
Exactly.
But, I'm
so
sure
I'm
they'll
waiting
send
for
you a
that.
new one. It sounds like the customer service has gone downhill since the old days, but I'm sure they'll send you one, won't they?
Yeah, in the old days, I would like go, what's happened here? And within a couple of days I would have a new band.
Yeah, but they get so many of these things go wrong now that they can't do it as quickly anymore. They don't have enough staff to handle it all.
They have gone from a completely sealed plastic little nub thing to a complicated clock face, I suppose, haven't they? So,
but it's just I've been swimming with it before and I've never had a problem. Like I went swimming and it was working fine. I turned all the I stopped when I was stopped swimming, and then I went to sit down and chill out.
The day the Apple Watch came out, Fitbit should have taken the opposite decision as a company to what they took, and they should have just become a paid subscription app to use on the Apple Watch rather than trying to compete with it, because they just can't. Mine broke, yours is broken. The woman who was sat with you in the hot tub was talking about how hers had broken.
Mm-hmm.
None of them seem to make it to the end of their life. Yeah, that's it. So the app should have moved. They should have just said, you know what? Just like with MyFitnessPal and all these other things that are either ad supported or you pay a £5 a month, whatever it is, I'd pay a £5 a month to have the Fitbit app in my Apple Watch because it is a great app. But I don't want to wear a Fitbit piece of hardware because it's just junk, and the last two I've had are broken. Fitbit, you're useless unless you're sponsoring this week's show. In which case, Fitbit, you're great. And
I checked the archives; they're not.
Excellent. So yeah, Anna, get an Apple Watch. They're brilliant.
I haven't got £500 for them.
You don't need £500. Get the previous generation one.
They want up to date, don't I?
I got offered one for Christmas, and I just kind of couldn't see a reason for wanting it. Really,
they tell the time.
Yeah, so does my phone.
These are
I do miss it though. Like I miss having a watch on, because like I would look at just like today. I thought, right, and I've got to pack Andy's stuff for him to go to respite, and I couldn't look up. Like yes, my phone's around, but I couldn't just look at my watch thinking, oh, well, the washing will be done now, or the dry is done now, and it throws me because I like having that instant look at the time. With my phone, I've got to turn it on, look at it, and it's just annoying. So I'm missing my watch. And then after
can't you just tell the time by looking at the kind of shade outside of the sky? I'm like, that's about 4 o'clock.
No.
Just look at the sky, and I'm generally right within about 20 minutes.
He recalibrates himself every week, just because as the times change throughout the year.
But sometimes you're like, God, this 8 a.m. looks exactly like a 3 in the afternoon. What's going on? There are times when you're like, it's so bright out, it could easily be midday. But no.
Or just be me and just know what time it is.
That's what I'm saying. I do. I just know from.
Yeah, but I don't have to look at stuff. When I set a timer on my watch, I'll usually go to check it, and there it is, ticking down to 1. The watch
I can do that
again.
I used to be able to know when it was 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. I used to wake up bang on it without an alarm. That was just like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Time to get up. I used to have really long lie-ins when I was a teenager.
Anyway, my week, and then after 4 days of being promised I'll get my results, because it's been a while since I've done all my things. I finally got them and found out that the one subject I had issue with has given me the awfulest mark ever.
Still a pass, so not the most awful.
Yeah, but I'm
going
to appeal it, because I can't have one presentation at a 75 and then another presentation at a 48 within a week. That's not right.
I handed in half an assignment once because I didn't know there was questions on the other page, and I just went with it. I think I still got like 55. But
Anna's in the process of offending 75% of the population again, moaning that she's only on a 2-1 and she wants to appeal it because
but it's not
averaging
a
2-1
it's
is
just
not acceptable.
This presentation was supposed to be on a Friday. On that Thursday, we had an hour and a half exam. I shouldn't have been told that I had to do this on the same day I had an exam. I'm not going to be in a fit state for an exam as well as a presentation. And
they only take the top grades and average them out, and they ignore some of them and all that mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, but now,
so let this one just be a dead one and nail the rest. This is a gaming podcast.
At the moment,
Sheepdog, none of us have played anything. We need to pad this bad boy out.
I'm aware. I'm just trying to be funny. No, you will be all right. They will look at the 75, Kev, do the quick maths. What's the average between 75 and 40, whatever that was? 60-something? 50-something?
Yeah.
Nah. Just nail the rest of them. You'll be fine. How many more have you got? 4?
I've got 2 modules left.
But for the rest of the year?
That I've done and dissertation.
So, yeah. So just get...
She's looking very good for a 2-1.
Yeah. Which is exceptional. As my friend put it, only absolute... And he swore a lot. Get firsts. and then I got...
you 3 did.
Which 3?
Yeah, which 3?
Fardin and...
Fardin's
That's
not
not
here.
Fardin. That's Pam.
No, but that's what I mean.
Fardin didn't just get really good at
Fardin.
English. His accent didn't disappear.
mean,
Fardin's from Afghanistan. He's not from Manchester.
The 3 of you at uni all got firsts. Or was it 4 of you?
Yeah, but we did a lot of threatening. I mean, if they didn't give us a first, Kev
I
was
sat
going to
there
burn
on my
the uni
first
down.
day at uni and told them if I didn't get a first, I was going to burn the place to the ground.
That's a bit aggressive, Kevin.
I know, I got a first. So, 3 years later, they remembered.
Yeah, but you're a 6 foot man. I'm a 5 foot woman who...
Matches work the same in your hands, don't they?
I guess.
Just go in, have a chat with them and say, what do I need to do to get first here? And they might just say...
Whilst
Start
tapping
again.
a lighter.
Yeah,
holding a can of petrol.
They might say
48
start
is
again,
the
have you
wedding.
considered moving to Hair and Beauty? But they also might say, yeah, don't worry about it, you'll fill this in. I don't know what your sums are like. They'll let you know how feasible that is. If it's mathematically possible, then just put the idea out there that if they want their brakes to work, they need to... I was going to say oil the gears. But I don't know if that...
Nice.
Gotta keep those gears oiled.
I don't know if that works. It just felt right. So yeah, give you a good grade.
It's just been annoying that since we've lost 2 lecturers, it's just going... It's just awful. We haven't had a feedback day in over a year now. It's just ridiculous. So I don't know what I did wrong or what I did right. I get a piece of paper and just pointing out all the wrongs. Nothing helpful. Just this was wrong and this was wrong. Oh, you should have done that. I'm like, well, no, because I had an exam on the same day. I can't do 2 things.
I think what you need to do is say, listen to my podcast. Because for the first 20 minutes, I covered it all. Just hope they're in the
Pab, have
game.
you got anything you need to get off your chest this week? We've
So
established your desk's facing in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
Pab needs to rearrange his bedroom so his desk faces south, because then we got all 4 covers of the compass sorted. By the way, I can't believe we didn't lead with this. This is the last podcast I'm ever going to do facing north, because I'm rotating my desk 90 degrees over the course of the next 7 days. So if you ever catch me doing a northerly facing podcast again, you have the right to just smack the microphone out of my hand. So when we're down in London doing on location podcasts, you can bet your bottom dollar my compass is coming out and we're not doing it northern. MGP364, if that stage at the brewery tap faces north, they're going to have to move it if they want us back, because I will never do a podcast facing north again.
That could be
That's
your
my
rider
commitment
now,
to
can't
you.
it? If we were invited to the next version of Live Aid to do a podcast on stage.
Which way's your stage facing?
Just turn
Kevin,
them down.
do you want to tell people what you did with a bean today?
I flicked it.
No, you didn't. What did you actually do?
We went to Wagamama, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try these edamame beans because there's 0 points on Weight Watchers, and I hear people rave about them, and I've never had them before. So we got them, and they just brought out a bowl of beans and another empty bowl, and I just didn't really know what the empty bowl was for. So firstly, I just shoved an entire bean in my mouth, chewed it around for a bit, and then pulled the really fibrous, stringy bit out and thought, right, now we know you're supposed to peel these. Okay. So I started peeling them and mastered a system of basically popping them out of the little shell into my mouth. And I was doing it quite well, so I could get a little bit of salt off the outside, pop them into my mouth nicely, and I was just casually working through my little pile of beans. And then all of a sudden I popped one, and it missed my mouth, flew across the table and hit the woman sat diagonally opposite me, who was just minding her own business and suddenly had my bean in her face. And she looked at me. She looked at me as if I'd got up and slapped her. She looked devastated that I'd beaned her. But yeah, Anna was very, very embarrassed and told me I wasn't allowed anymore. But I kept eating them anyway because they were nice.
I never knew you had to peel
Edamame
them.
beans.
They sell them peeled in Co-op. I have them with soy sauce, and it's very good. Anna should be bringing them home from work for you.
Yeah, I didn't. They're very tasty, but weirdly at Wagamama they're still in their pods and they like season the outside. So it had garlic and chili salt all over the outside of them.
To eat them.
Yeah, well that's what I thought. They've seasoned this. Obviously, I'm just going to eat it. So I just stuck the whole thing in.
I would have probably persevered and just swallowed.
I tried, but it was like chewing a ball of string. Eventually, it was so fibrous and. Yeah. So I just pulled all that out, and then this is when I mastered the technique of putting the whole thing in my mouth, sucking the salt off, and popping them as I was pulling the pod back out of my mouth. But obviously that, as you're pulling out and popping, that's when, if you're not very careful, they fly out the side of your mouth rather than into the side of your cheek. So, yeah, I'm going to get better at it, but I'm going to persevere. They were very nice. I enjoyed them.
We have to look up how to eat them.
Well, now our listeners will never have that problem. They'll all know. Yeah. They'll, thank God we were here with our bean eating podcast.
I emphasise again, we've not played any video games. We've got an hour to fill.
I have played a game, but I spoke about it last week. I just want to say, go on, Pab.
Something that we may or may not have addressed. I don't know. Did we announce the game of the decade stuff?
I don't remember. We announced our game of the decade.
Yes, but we also put a vote out on
Twitter. Well, Minceraft won.
Okay. Is that what we gave it to as well?
Did it win? No, I think Last of Us. Let me check Twitter. I think we gave it to Minceraft. I think the internet gave it to Last of Us.
Today, so I don't know.
Before I get onto the one game I played all week, I'll have a look through. I will tell people that a lot of Twitter just went mad about how Minecraft had no business being on there, and people remembered playing it in 2009.
What
and they
kind of idiot would say Minecraft had no business being on the list?
I know. Yeah. And then lots of people went nuts about Telltale being on there. They couldn't understand, and even I was convinced they were wrong from listening to what you had to say about it and why you wanted it on there. I had a few people try and tell me Pokemon Go wasn't a game. And it got to the point where one person just wasn't leaving it, and so I went and wrote all the features that game has in it on a massive. I started as a tweet, and then I ran out of room, so I started doing it on a notepad, and then I just took a screenshot of it. But then I'd filled the screen, so I was like, if he still pushes back, I'm going to have to fill another screen with more features this game has in it that they're not aware of. But they actually just kind of said, I didn't know it had all that. I've not played it since it first came out, so fair play, and they backed down. But yeah, I kind of had enough.
But it was
after
3 hours well spent, wasn't it? Putting them in their place.
It was. I think the first 3 people had said, "Oh no, that shouldn't be on there," and I was just like, "Right, I've had enough." It's just putting you in your place. Game of the decade. So people did whinge about Last of Us as well, actually, a little bit, and I felt like there was no pleasing anyone then, because if you think that's not it, then like what do you define as a game? I don't understand. But the final result was actually, it went in the reverse order. Walking Dead came last,
sounds about right.
Pokemon Go came third. Last of Us came second, and Minecraft got 51% of the votes, despite all the whinging.
I don't think I could really argue with that.
No, I could.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. When you'd given up Twitter, I actually asked Pab if he minded me telling you that Pokemon had won it, but I just didn't think you'd believe it, to be honest. But no, yeah, that was the end of that, Pab, so well done for remembering, only 3 weeks late on our part.
I read it midweek and I went, did we do that? Did I miss that? And I thought I'll find out in about 4 weeks when I get round to that podcast and I'll listen to it, but then I thought I'd better ask.
Stop listening to your own podcast, you egomaniac! I've told you twice already now.
It's bizarre. I listened, because I'm so far behind a podcast, I clearly show how much I don't listen. Because it's like a new podcast. It's like I've never heard it before.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our editor speaking.
Yeah, that's how much editing I do.
Yeah. I think they can tell. Right, no, I have played all week to excess. I mentioned last week that I was playing Pokemon and I was about 50 hours in. I looked today and I am now 75 hours in, and I've just finished catching every single Pokemon in the game now. I have all of them. I've completed the decks. I was all excited at like 2 o'clock today because I had a day off. I wasn't at work. When I thought I've only got 8 left to get. I've got 8 and I'm done, and I can go on a shiny hunt and I can do this and I can do that. When I had 1 left to get, I felt like I had the whole game to play again. It was ridiculous and it was driving me nuts. When I got that one done, I was like, I think I'm finished now. Yeah, I don't really have any reason to play this until the DLC comes out. So through the course of like 6 hours, I'd gone from, once I get this job done, I've got a million jobs left to do, to yeah, I think I'm finished now. But it did make me think that Kev's point about if they'd put all 1,000 Pokemon in it, it would have been absurd. I feel like having reached the end of my tether at exactly 400, he was probably
They knew what
right.
they were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're going to sell
It's
it.
almost as if game designers know how to make games.
Yeah. And the fact that now I just have July to look forward to, and I think they're
All
actually...
you've got to look forward to. Just July.
No, so what they're doing is they're releasing a patch, which means you can put another 200 and whatever into the game. And again, I saw this and was like, this is fantastic. I'm so on board with what they're doing. I'm happy as Larry. It's brilliant. And then people were moaning, oh, they're just trying to flog us DLC. And it was like, well, no, because you don't have to buy the DLC. If you don't want the story, you can just trade them from your old games. And like, oh, but then I have to own Home, which is their £5 a year app or whatever it is. We don't know the full price yet, but the last version was £5 a year, so this will be no more than a tenner, will it really? And it was like, okay, so if you don't want to pay that, they're also allowing you to just trade them from other people. And I'm like, oh, but then I'll have to go on the internet. I mean, I have to pay for Nintendo Online. And it was like, okay, if you don't want to do that, you could just meet people locally and trade on the local trade option.
But then I have to get some friends.
Well, their literal reply was, I don't know anyone who plays it. And I was like, if you go on Amazon Prime, it's free for a year. And they're like, my family are Prime, I don't know the password. I was like, I'm not talking to you anymore, you're an idiot. But
as soon as you got to the point where they didn't have any friends, that says it all, really.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? But I tried to be Mr. Chirpy and be like, well, you can get free Nintendo Live for a year, get this, follow this link. And yeah, there was a lot of people ragging on it. But I feel like there is no criticism you can give there at this point. I'm excited because I get to buy the DLC. I'm a little bit miffed that I have to also buy it for Ollie, so it's going to cost me like 60 quid for an add-on.
He's probably the one you were arguing with on the internet.
Probably. I do think I might just con him and get him it for his birthday in like October when the next one comes out or something like that, but I'll see what happens. I'll see how I'm feeling at the time.
But, can't do that. You cannot do that, Sheepdog. You cannot be secretly playing a Switch game and expect like a DLC for a game that he'll
if anything, you should get it for him and you go without until October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like, I kind of feel, because they're bringing one out in July, one out in September. So yeah, I'll probably just get them both at the same time for both of us. But I'm hoping.
Oh, thanks.
I'm hoping it gets lots of support, and then they do another 2, and just if they keep this one going until they bring out the next one, that'll genuinely feel like a 2-3 year game, which I know lots of companies try and do, but I've never really felt like when they did it for something like Mass Effect, which I was massively into, I never really saw the point. I was like, either just stick it in there or don't. I'm not interested in. I've completed the game and now you've added this. What are they called? Prometheans, the characters. Someone like
right.
that added in this alien character. And I was like, well, I don't care. He wasn't there in the story. You can't just add him in now and act like he was a major player, because I did it without him. I just never really understood the point of that kind of thing. But this feels perfect, because it's like you've just become the champion of your country, and now you're kind of, stuff's going to happen on this island. You're going to go visit it, and there's stuff's going to happen over there, and there's another tournament and another bit of training you're doing, and you're going to try and go a bit more global. And I'm like, this just feels like they're stringing it out. It's quite cool. The only other time I've ever had DLC like that was the Arkham Knight game, where they added in like Harley Quinn was suddenly on the loose, and Batgirl was it, and there was other bits there, and it just felt like, because of the way that story ended, they needed to step in and things were happening in Gotham and that kind of thing, and it was like that all felt like more story. I'm surprised more places don't do that, really, because I suppose they get the criticism of you kept this out of the end game, because that's again another stupid thing people put, that like you could have made this and released it with the original cartridge, and it's like, well, no, they'd ran out of enough time to fit the damn Pokemon in it. They weren't going to fit in a whole extra story, for God's sakes. They've I genuinely believe they've literally spent all this time between then and July making the Pokemon for it. I don't think they're there yet.
Splendid. Pokemon.
Yeah, you were right, and I was wrong, and there you go.
Happens all the time, Sheepdog. It kind of goes without saying at this point, but
yeah, it's
good to hear you acknowledge it.
Otherwise, I don't think I've played anything at all because I've just been obsessed with filling it. I am now done. I don't think I'm going to do any more grindy stuff. I might do a bit of Battle Tower in it, but I mean, I lost my Battle to Ollie. If you don't watch my vlog, which is, let's face it, most of the world, I did challenge him like I said I would, and I basically said to him, I'm going to smash you on this. I've asked online what people think I should do, and we've agreed I'm just going to destroy you. No holds barred. You're old enough to know better. I'm not going to let you in. You're going down. And then I felt a bit guilty, and I said to him, maybe you might want to prepare by using all your experience candy on your Pokemon to power them up a bit. And he was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, right, okay, never mind. Let's just get on with it. So we built our teams. I went in, and I wasn't really paying attention, but his first move killed my first Pokemon, my strongest Pokemon. And I thought, what's going on here? And I look, and his main Pokemon's level 90, and my best Pokemon were all level 80. And so then my next one comes out. I thought, right, I'll sort this. He just wiped that one out. Next one, wipes it out. Next one, I managed to burn him, whittle him down a bit, killed it. He brings out his next one. It's level 87 or something. And I only had 2 left. And he ended up beating me with his first 2 Pokemon, and I had nothing. And I just sort of looked at him, and he was like, powered him up this morning. It's just what? He was like, yeah, just used all the candy on him this morning. And I just thought, you little git, completely done me. I really didn't think he could lie like that. I didn't think he had it in him to sort of, I can't think of the right word. He just bluffed, basically, didn't he? He didn't know they were called experience candy. That's actually what kind of happened. But I thought he just bluffed me to hell. But when I told him, I was like, what did you do? And he was like, well, I used the things you get from the raids. And I was like, they're the things I told you about before. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, he was like, I fed them all to it, yeah, this morning. And I just couldn't believe it. I was very embarrassed. So I've learned a lesson to be humble and not smack talk him in future. I am powering up to give him I offered him round 3, and he said no, because he's beat me twice now. So
retire as champion. Why would he waste his time battling you again? He needs to go into bigger and better things. It's
outrageous. But I'm a better catcher than him. I've caught them all. He's only caught 200. I think that makes me a better.
No one remembers who the better catcher is. People remember who the champion is.
Yeah, fair enough.
You should buy him a title belt. I think you can get them on Amazon.
It's already got 8 gym badges. I should get him a trophy to say you are the champion. Yeah, he'd love that. He'd be well happy. He'd genuinely, that'd be on his CV in 10 years' time, I reckon. But yeah.
There's a create your own championship title WWE kit for $8.99 on Amazon, where you can actually create your own championship belt for him. I think you should probably do that.
There you go. But I do think now I've done that, it means I am free to potentially, hopefully, finally start the Outer Worlds on the Xbox. I must be. I almost did tonight, and then you said you wanted to start podcasting earlier. I literally sent everyone upstairs so I could game for an hour and a bit, and I was like, come back down, I'm podcasting in 45 minutes. And so they were all free to roam the house again. But I feel like that game is going to be the game that got away at some point for me if I don't play it soon.
Yeah, you should. You definitely should.
Have you completed it then?
Me? No. No, far from it. But I feel like it'd be your sort of game, Sheepdog. Very much it's like Fallout, but slightly better.
Did almost go to Red Dead in the week as well, and because Anna has raved about that so much.
What, Red Dead?
Yeah.
Such a good game.
I found a Brett Hitman Hart cosplay costume on on Amazon. I've fallen down a rabbit hole here. For £35.99p, I can get a Brett the Hitman Hart fancy dress costume, and I think I might buy it.
So have you played any of the new stuff, Pab?
Have I been playing any new stuff? No.
Yeah.
No.
What have you played then, Pab, instead?
What have I been playing? So this past week, I have got a new phone.
Hey. Why?
What?
Why?
Why have I got a new phone?
Yeah.
Did you just get one?
No, because they offered me one. I got a message saying you can renew your contract. And I went, oh, super. So I did that.
Okay.
I hope that's what you said.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Super.
Yeah. So I did that. And I got a Pixel 4.
Why do you always get these like weird
Google phone?
He doesn't like nice things.
Google phone. What are you on about?
Ugh.
It's pronounced iPhone.
That's the
Pab,
flagship phone. That's the flagship. That's the.
Anyway, hobos and junkies.
Yeah, exactly that.
It's coming with a free syringe.
So this allows me, when you finished,
to quickly crack on the back of it.
This allows me to. So, this allows me to play Stadia on the mobile. And I know last week we talked about it, how it played fine, but it looked kind of weird and strange. Like,
yes.
So I tried it on the phone, and it is staggeringly good on the phone. It's strange. I connected my Xbox controller up to it with Bluetooth, and started playing Tomb Raider. And I played for about another half an hour of Tomb Raider on it, and there wasn't really any lag with it, and the picture quality was 10 times better. It didn't feel like I was watching a browser video this time. It felt like I was playing a game on, well, pretty much a small screen. Like, I wouldn't have noticed it was streaming, to put it that way. Yeah, it seemed promising, that.
How much was that over 4G?
No, I was on Wi-Fi. I wouldn't do it over 4G.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about this after we talked about it, and I was like, if I'm at home, I'm not going to play it on my mobile. And if I'm out and about, I'm not going to use my 4G. So, like, there's not many places where I'm out and there's Wi-Fi that would be good. Like, the shopping centre's not going to have Wi-Fi that's good enough, and I'm going to be shopping. I'd have to be on a flight, I guess.
You could be like...
not every flight has Wi-Fi, and flight Wi-Fi is not great, is it? It's more for films. I don't know. I was a bit. I guess like 4G and 5G are just going to get bigger packages, aren't they? We can't be long away from getting unlimited 4G. Like, I think mine's at like 25 or 30 at this point. I mean, it might as well be unlimited if it's going to go into 50, 60 plus, isn't it? Mustn't it? But
well, it depends.
I don't know,
it depends.
Yeah,
how big these how much data it's actually transmitting. Because from what I can gather, it's quite a hefty amount if you're trying to stream 4K 60. But
which I guess you're not, are you? Like at that point,
you could
can't
do.
yet, can you?
Well, you probably could do, but I don't know.
Why would you want to on a phone?
No, you don't really need to. You probably never need to.
Think they can notice it though, don't they?
Well, it depends on resolutions of phones, doesn't it? And frame rate, refresh rates. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing, but it seemed fine. It seemed fine what it was. Like I say, I played about half an hour of it, and it, like I say, I'm continuing to be surprised. I won't renew the subscription thing because it's not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Realistically, for what you get.
Yeah, I'm not sure what hole it's filling in my life.
Yeah, a similar thing. I don't necessarily think it's for us.
No, it's not. It's for people who don't have a gaming PC or a console.
Yeah.
The only way this will be a success is if they bring out loads of casual games on it, that interact with phones, similar to how the Wii did, maybe use phones as controllers and bring out Stadia Tennis, and it will work off of any Chromecast and any phone. And it just they need to focus at people who don't play games otherwise. At the moment, they're aiming at the wrong market. If Google want to bring me on board as like a creative consultant, I'm happy to give you more of that. That's the one idea you're getting for free. I do have more though to how we can make Stadia work. So Google, hit me up. But it isn't going to work if you're aiming at people like us.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. I don't. But then we're supposed to be the people who leap on this and push it up the hill, and then it rolls down into everybody else later, aren't we? I mean,
yeah, but for that to work, it has to be something new, and this isn't offering us anything new. It's allowing us to do things we can already do, slightly worse than how we can currently do them. There's no incentive for us. The incentive will be for the people who don't have any way to play these games. Otherwise, the one I always use my brother as an example. He doesn't have a games console. He doesn't have a gaming PC. If there was a killer app that he wanted to play that you had to have a gaming PC or a games console for, then this might be a route into hooking him into having a little go on this, especially if it's cheap to set up and you don't need to buy any fancy kit for it. Like if there was a Wii Tennis equivalent that just took over the world and became this new fancy thing that you need to get the grannies to go out and buy stuff. But this time they don't need to buy anything, they just need the app.
Was Wii Tennis the big one? I thought bowling was the big one.
Just Wii Sports in general, wasn't it? The whole Wii Sports thing.
I thought tennis was...
Tennis, they sold the rackets and all sorts, didn't they, to plug into your thing?
Yeah, I suppose. Bowling was the one that seemed to dominate our family. I mean, Claire was playing that.
That's because you're known to be a fan of sports, so you don't have to move your feet.
I was able to whip that ball for a strike without even moving my arm, really.
I once did it. I was once cooking Christmas dinner. One of the kids brought the controller into the kitchen for me to have my go, and I, without turning round, took it from them, threw my strike from the other room, and they carried on with their game. Looking back, there wasn't much skill to the game once you worked out the hand motion you needed to do.
But that's bowling all over, isn't it, really?
I don't know. I don't play bowling anymore because every time I try and play bowling, Pab ruins it because he tries.
Yeah. Sorry.
You bowling ruiner. And mini golf ruiner most recently.
Yeah.
You just ruin. You're a ball ruiner. That's what you are. Anything with balls, you ruin. Has anyone played anything else? Anna, you must have played some games this week. I've seen you play games this week.
Nothing really talking about. I'm trying to get through Assassin's Creed Odyssey to play the Atlanta DLC, but it's taking a while. Like, you can play it and just be dropped in at that DLC, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go and play that game and not have what I already have, if you know what I mean. It basically gives you a pre-made character at level 55. I don't want to do that. I'm on level 46.
So why do you not have? Did you not play this through before then, or what?
No, I've not. I've never finished Odyssey.
Okay.
I've finished the other one. Pab helped me out.
Origins.
I finished that one with the pyramids. That was good. But this one, it's so big. It's such a big game, and I've just never. I always get sidetracked in these games, and there's a lot of sidetracking to do if you find it, and you're like, I'll just go over there, because the thing is with this game, the side quests give you so much experience and so much money that if you're going to an area and you need to go up a level, or you only need to do like 2 or 3 side quests and you're up a level, and sometimes the sub stories are better than the main story, but at the moment
it's always the case in most games, isn't
it? I'm just like, this game is all like political, like not political like now, but very political over there and doing their thing, and I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. There's some kind of organisation that's trying to take over the world, and and they're using this person. It's a bit weird and wonderful, but I'm just trying to finish that. I need to get to Two Worlds Collide or something. I'm just like, come on, finish. I want to go to Atlanta, because I've seen the trailer and it's got Inception vibes and it looks beautiful. I just wanna go. I'll have a look.
Is this still Assassin's Creed you're talking about?
Do you mean Atlantis?
Yeah. Yep.
Atlantis. Okay.
What am I saying?
Atlanta.
Yep.
I was thinking Atlanta.
That's why I was
very different places.
Yeah, I was like, "Is this Assassin's Creed?"
Atlantis.
It shows how out of touch with Assassin's Creed I am that I heard her say Atlanta and thought, yeah, could be.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
No
it. That's
idea.
why I literally just asked. I was like, "Is this Assassin's Creed?" And they're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, it's basically Romans and Spartans, and now they want to go to Atlantis. Well, I don't know if they want to go there. I have no idea where this fits
Making
in.
a wild assumption that that's somewhere in the med when no one knows where it is. How dare they?
There's two DLCs, and for some, I don't know how I've done this, but I've managed to play a part 1 of the first DLC. I don't know how I did it. I just stumbled upon a quest and did it, and I thought, oh, these levels are a bit high. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to play that, so now I'm playing my original game a little too high for where I'm supposed to be. I'm only getting, like, I'm level 46 and I'm only getting level 44 equipment. I thought it leveled with you. No, it doesn't. I don't know how or why it's happened, but I'm a couple of levels higher because I just stumbled upon it. I didn't even think about it, but because of that, the first DLC, like the hidden blade or something, is within that game world. I didn't click that it was DLC because I just downloaded the season pass, downloaded it and then just left it at that because I didn't have to do anything because everything had been out. And so I've done part 1 of that. I'm thinking the Atlantis one is not in that map, but because the map looks very, not the map, but the area looks very different to anything I've played before. So wherever that happens, I'm not sure. But I was looking at my map the other day, thinking, there's still a quarter of that map I've not opened, and it's just complete because it's like a big mural, and you as you go on your boat, you open it up and stuff, and it's just like I ain't been to all of them around the edges. I'm like, ugh, I just want to finish it. I just want to play the game. I downloaded Greedfall this week.
Greedfall.
I just like the look of it. Again, it's not AAA, it's like AA. So it's not quite up there with like Assassin's Creed, but it's I don't quite know what's going on. Again, there's like, I don't know, it's like you've got special powers, but then you've got a gun and you've got a sword, and it's like very like in the 1800s, but then there's all the I don't know. I just like the look of it. It was on sale, so I gave it a download. Yeah. It's just I don't quite. I think I need to put some more time. Like it took 3 hours to get to the title screen.
I hate it when games do that. Stupid games.
All Assassin's Creed do it now.
Yeah.
All of them.
It's annoying.
Yeah, but when we went to London that time and I was playing Origins, you lot had just come back in the title screen. He's like, what have you been doing?
By the time the title screen comes up in that, I'm ready for the game to be finished. That's about how long I want a game to be these days.
I've been playing that for like 6 hours that day.
That's absurd. That's just mad.
And then the title, I think it was because I didn't quite understand. Yeah, you can definitely, but I didn't quite understand how the map worked because it was again massive map, but it's the areas are locked by levels, and I was going, oh, there's a pyramid there. I'll go and look at that. Not doing what I'm supposed to do, and then getting killed and just getting really annoyed with it. So I'll just go the other way around and then getting killed again because that's the way I like to play. I want to go and see the pyramids. That's why I'm there. Oh, when I found all the other pyramids, I was ecstatic. Best game. Love that game. But yeah, it took me 3 hours. Like, I was going through doing. I had to leave where I grew up, and I left. Or I was going
Nottingham.
to leave.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's near Atlanta.
Greedfall. And then I had to fight this thing, And then I got on a boat, and then I got off the boat, and I was in a place that looked exactly the same as the place I'd just left. And
you just turned around and walked out the way you came in.
In the first, I was like, "Oh, you're going to it. It's lush and green, and there's mountains and forests." And like, it was called say this place was called, I don't know, Naveen. This was New Naveen. I'm like, well, what's the point in that? Why? Oh.
Cuts down on dev time.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's Greedfall. It's alright. I don't know. I'm just getting annoyed of the games that are all getting delayed now. And
there was loads, weren't there? My mate messaged me saying Final Fantasy had gone, and then while I was reading that, someone said they've used the same announcement format as the Marvel. And I thought, what?
Yeah, Marvel's gone.
And
Final Fantasy and now Cyberpunk has all gone to September. And I'm like,
I feel like Cyberpunk is not going to be very good. And I've just got.
But Cyberpunk was going to be my dissertation game because it was literally out 3 days after I handed in my
You say get out, Pab, but I just feel like
it's Watch Dogs all over again.
Because they make The Witcher.
Yeah.
And The Witcher's a great game.
Telling you now, Pab.
The Witcher is a big game. I don't know that it's a great game because it was too big.
You don't play it.
I looked 10 at the Witcher program that's there and thought that program looks so lame.
Have you not watched it?
No, it looks so
amazing.
Lame. It looks
it's so good.
Lame.
Well, watch it first and then have an opinion.
No.
Well, you don't have an opinion then.
Cringy looking program. And it looks as lame as the games look. So
it looks almost as bad as the all these Arrowverse stuff you've been watching, isn't it?
Here he goes, yeah.
We like the look of it, we just haven't...
You can criticise that, Pab, but I could say it's been going for like 9 years, so eat it. You know.
Oh no, you should have a look at The Witcher, it is good.
Yeah, it's Superman with long hair and a sword. What more could you want?
I don't think he can act, though. He failed at Superman, for God's sake.
He did not. He played a perfect Superman.
Yeah. He didn't.
Superman's supposed to be wooden and annoying. That's how you play Superman.
No, I was discussing this with Claire the other day.
He's a Boy Scout.
The past, 3 people who tried to play Superman have failed.
Because that's what Superman is as a character. He's a geeky Boy Scout.
He's not as wooden as they keep playing him. It's ridiculous. I read a lot of Superman comics, and he's nothing like that in the comics. But I'm willing to accept that they may have told him to act like a piece of cardboard, but then Pab's raving about a game that stars the actor that is most known for acting like a piece of cardboard, Keanu Reeves.
I like Keanu.
Get out of it.
It's impossible to dislike him as a person, but he can't act for toffee. He's Mr. Cardboard.
I didn't like him in Speed. They were really early 90 games, but
that man cannot act. He's a very nice guy, gives all his money to charity, lives humbly, lives a nice life. There's nothing wrong with him, except he can't act, and he's chosen to be an actor. He doesn't age either, but he cannot act.
Is that what annoys you?
No, I think he's a very handsome man.
Yeah, he's old enough to be your dad, but looks younger than you. There
was that hilarious... he was going out with a woman everyone thought was Helen Mirren, was it? And she's like... I don't know, I don't want to insult her, not that she's listening obviously, but she's 70-something, and it turned out his girlfriend was 40 and he's 50, and he looked like he was dating an older woman, and it was really everyone was outraged that he was the young one, the old one in that situation, because it just doesn't seem right. But no, I've got no problem with him outside of the films he's in. He plays very wooden characters, like the whole of the Matrix, things like that.
Well, there we go. That concludes our thoughts on Keanu Reeves as part of this gaming podcast.
But also, sorry, just to make my point, the games that lean on actors like that tend to have gaping flaws when you get to them, and that's what concerns me. Like that stupid delivery game that everyone was raving about the other week with stupid face from Walking Dead.
That was an awful game.
that looked rubbish, had a gut feeling about it. The type of people that are raving about that online are the sorts of people where I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't play a game on your recommendation if you paid
But the
me.
problem
Hang
is,
about though.
it's a lovely game. It's a lovely looking game, but it's very boring.
I slept through an hour of Cyberpunk at EGX, and I don't remember Keanu Reeves being in it. Now that might be because I was asleep for most of it.
You might have thought it was a box in the background, that piece of cardboard.
Yeah, so we had an hour of it without him in it, so they're not relying on him that much, other than it's a big name attached to it.
It's just
he's just in it, but not in that bit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, what they showed us at EGX was 2 different ways of playing the same area, which is fine.
I will always.
You hated it because you were sleeping.
I will always be a big fan of Cyberpunk because it was the best air conditioning they had in the XL was in that room, and I had a lovely nap.
I imagine it'll be as popular as turd like Destiny that has gone wild with the world, despite being one of the worst things I've played in my entire time of doing this podcast.
Well, you don't have to play it, do you?
Exactly. So that'll be that.
So, us people can play it if we want. You don't have to.
No, exactly. Yeah, people know long enough by now. I always say stuff just to be contrary. I don't care what people get up to. But no, that being delayed didn't really bother me.
Yeah, but it bothered other people like myself because I was like, now what am I going to do?
Why do you think this has happened all at once by probably the 3 biggest games people are waiting for this year, and they've all just gone...
Because it's the same as Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs is now gone
What
back,
I don't understand is why if they're delaying till September now, why don't they just say, yeah, you know what? Let's not bother releasing this generation. We'll release we'll be launch games for the new consoles that come out at the end of the year.
It feels like I was trying to talk to a friend of mine, and I said it feels like they've always known they were coming out next gen, and they thought this was the best way to announce it all and be like, yeah, we're releasing on both gens.
But Cyberpunk has been in development for what, 6, 7 years?
But there's no point buying Cyberpunk in September because the real version of it will be out in February on the PS5.
Yeah, but they'll probably do what they did last time, just give you a free upgrade. Because they did that with Assassin's Creed.
They do a lot of games.
They didn't do that with the likes of Last of Us, though, did they?
That's because that didn't. That was a remaster. That wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't say, "Oh yeah, play the rest of it" or whatever. They made you buy the remaster a little bit later.
Yeah, I don't.
And
it was
GTA
like
5 was that on the cusp as well. That did both, didn't it?
It was like Assassin's Creed. I know Destiny did it.
BioShock Infinite was another one that I think you got a free upgrade.
No, BioShock Infinite wasn't on there at all.
It was definitely Assassin's Creed and something else. I can't remember what the other one was.
BioShock Infinite, I'm sure it was because the DLC came out after the next gen consoles came out.
Yeah, but it didn't come to the new consoles until the BioShock collection.
I'm not sure.
No,
you're
it's
right
because I didn't get to play the DLC until I got the one that came out on PS4 later. I played that a lot later than it came out, which was annoying. So I'm so like, don't you me? But yeah, I'm just a bit miffed. I don't know what I'm going to play now because from now,
one of the 10,000 games you already own, maybe.
Yeah. No, but you've got Animal Crossing in March.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
There's a lot coming out in March. I just can't think what, but a lot of things that were pushed.
2 Point Hospital's out on Switch in February.
Ooh, I'm up for that.
Yeah. Iron Man VR comes out on PlayStation in February.
That's got pushed to September as well.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, today.
The one game I want. This is what I hate. Oh.
Is this because they're tying it into the Marvel thing or what? Why would it
it's
even
not.
tie in?
It's its own universe.
It was Iron Man VR, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is Iron Man VR. But
I only asked. I'm thinking, why would you delay a VR game? Basically, you're going to be flying around, aren't you? I mean, it's not going to be that detailed. So what happened? Did all of these devs just take Christmas off, go a bit hard, and then
maybe they it gets to this time of year.
They've all had the phone call from Sony to say, just wait.
See, I'm on Shop 2
now. Wait until after E3. You don't want to be releasing games just before. Just wait.
Hold on. Final Fantasy's out in April, so there's something.
It's not April now, though, is it? Or has it only gone back a month?
Yeah, 10th of the 4th.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It went from March to April. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because the other went to September, I'd convinced myself they both had. Because when I was trying to figure out what had happened, I wondered whether they'd all finally unionised and just mutually agreed, we're all going to just work at normal speed, and they've all gone, oh damn, that means we need to release the game 6 months later than we were going to make them do it in a week. Because that's going to happen at some point this next gen. They're all going to decide to weaponize and stop crushing each other and stuff like that. It's like I don't know why. I know like people I follow on Twitter have been recently muted on Twitter were ranting and raving about how the industry needed to stop destroying the kind of the which I agree with, but I just didn't need to hear it. The kind of driving people to crash through and release a game on the deadline they set just because they want to meet some predetermined hoop they want to jump through, and it's all just like, yeah, that's probably going to stop soon because of the noise coming out of people.
It isn't, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh, you can buy SD cards with Mario's face on. Awesome.
Yeah.
Why would you buy any other type? I've been engraving his face into them for years.
I just got some new SD cards delivered today, but I might throw them in the bin and buy these ones that are only twice the price.
Get yourself a penknife and etch him in. Whittle.
I could do that. Right, I think we're done. We are really... I mean, there's been some clutching at straws on this podcast over the years. Oh, no, Pab, continue clutching. Please.
If you want.
Let's push this out to an hour and stick another advert in.
Exactly, we can roll like 5 minutes. I could tell you now my brain age is down 6 years this week.
Have you managed to go past me on any of these leaderboards?
You've had a stent put in your art or something, and
I'm still ahead of you on...
No, you're not.
Multitask.
No, you're not.
I am.
I went on there. I've played it once since the last podcast, and I just checked all the leaderboards and made sure I was top of all of them.
Have you checked today?
No, I played it last Saturday.
Well,
so what you mean is you're top again, maybe, but you weren't still top.
I'm as of now. I'm still on top.
You are on top again.
On multitask or whatever. It's semantics.
I'll have to play it again tomorrow then to go back on top.
Okay, good luck to you. Yeah, I'm down to 74 now. So
74
from 80.
You're not.
Yeah, but everyone starts at 80. I'm like 48.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. It gave me some really bizarre. There was some bizarre challenges for the actual, brain age.
Not
thing.
bizarre.
Did you have to do the ones with the little camera thing?
There's some of them, and I was like, it doesn't always.
The one where you get to milk a cow blindfolded.
No, there's some that you've got to do rock paper scissors and show a number of fingers in how many.
But it only works if you've got the exact right angle. And sometimes I thought I was doing scissors and it registered it as paper, and it was just annoying.
So I
Quickly type your PIN number in for the doctor to check that you remember it.
Yeah.
The only reason you've not got this is because you're afraid of doing worse than us, Sheepdog. So pipe down.
No, it's because I think doctor's a massive crook and there's blood on his hands. I went through this last week. The man is as crooked as they come.
So I've done one. I did one on their car that was like memory test, something like that, and I had to memorise.
Oh, memorising the list of 30 things for 3 minutes and then writing them down.
You got 3 minutes and you got to memorise where each number was on this grid. And I was like,
because only a 20-year-old could do that.
Honest to God, I got about 7 of the 25. I was like, and 2 of them I guessed.
That must make you 39.
Honest to God, I didn't know what was going on. It was bizarre. I was like, there's no point of me even trying to memorise this for 3 minutes.
It sounds like a 76-year-old way
doesn't
to
it?
describe it.
So 74.
It seems pretty
74.
accurate. Sorry, Pab.
The 72-year-olds listening to this show going, idiot.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll test
it's
again.
Such nonsense, Pab. You just need to have a kip and, I don't know, wash your ears out and listen, and maybe you'll feel a bit better. That doesn't mean your brain is...
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is it doesn't mean his brain's suddenly 40 years younger because Pab had a slightly earlier night and had a relaxing bath in the morning, and now he can actually think through. He might have had something on his bloody mind. He might have just needed to remember to take the.
I feel like Sheepdog's had a bad experience with this game.
Yeah,
I just think it's nonsense because people got into the fad of it when it first came out, and they're like, "Oh, I've taught my brain to be from 80 to 20. I'm so clever." And it's like, no, you've got the hang of the stupid patterns in the game. You learned how to play Sudoku properly, and you just learned to play it when you were more relaxed than you were when you first got it.
That's the most fun thing about it. I like playing Sudoku. I haven't played that game for years. I'm very much enjoying it.
Just get get a book on them for a
I
quiz.
don't need to, because I've got this, and I can play it on this.
But it's not making your brain younger. You don't like finish the game and be like, oh, now I've got the mind of a 15-year-old.
Next thing you'll be telling me my moisturiser doesn't make my skin younger.
Well, it's not like that, is it? It's not moisturiser.
Absolutely like that. It's
I'm outraged that moisturiser
mind.
doesn't work indefinitely. Like, use it because, it solves the dryness problems, and then it returns the moment you stop using it. This is a fad. This is a nonsense. I'm hooked for life now because it stops working.
Finished your first bottle of moisturiser ever? Is that what's happened here?
I'm not even finished it. I just forgot to use it for a couple of days and was like, what? The problem's returning?
How have you made it to your age and only just started using moisturiser?
You're
a disgrace.
So I don't listen to every snake oil salesman or doctor who claims to train your brain to be younger.
I got a grooming kit off of Amazon this week. A GQ Amazon Beauty grooming kit.
That's basically
full of potions for my face.
That's basically what happened, because I didn't ask for anything for Christmas. Claire got me a sort of grooming kit which covered my beard, my nails and my skin, and it's been fun learning to use it, but I feel like it's just created more jobs and tasks and nonsense that I never used to worry about. And yeah, this is what Dr. Kawashima's doing. He's making you think if I don't play his game, my brain's going to get older. And then I won't be able to remember 30 things in 3 minutes. But when do you need to remember 30 things in 3 minutes, Pab? Ever?
When he's playing this game?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, but then he's not going to be in Tesco's and it's shutting in 3 minutes and he's got his shopping list, but then it blows away in the wind and then he's got to
Call of Duty's not training him to kill terrorists either. Sometimes you play games, it's just fun playing it.
This isn't fun. No, it's not.
Pab, are you enjoying yourself with Dr. Kawashima's brain training?
Well, I'm still playing it, and I wouldn't be if I wasn't.
How is it a game?
I enjoy it as well. It's fun.
Yeah, but you could be playing another game instead, couldn't you?
But I'm not. I'm choosing to play this one because it's fun.
You're weird. Not fun.
You're not fun.
Anyway, so I've gone back to playing the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, and I've turned it down to easy now because I just want to play it and enjoy it.
Yep.
And I really am enjoying it now.
They're the same.
It's so much better when you just running around just one-shotting everyone and doing whatever you want. And I feel like I might finish this one. It's a good game. It is a good game. But I'm just not very good at it. So like I say, I've turned it down. Turned the difficulty down. And I want to get the story. I'm in story mode now. So bad it's got.
Do you feel like it's helping you become a Jedi in real life, Pab, or is there just no point to it?
I mean, one day
it's not
maybe.
claiming to, though, is it? It's not claiming to make him more of a Jedi. This is claiming that it's making your brain younger.
And finally, shut up, Sheepdog. There is a new event on in Apex, the Grand Soiree event, where every day for the next 2 weeks, every other day for the next 2 weeks, there is a new game mode in the game. So there's like 7 new modes coming into the game, like just rotating out for the next 2 weeks. And so far we've had duos with all gold weapons and respawn after every circle. Some good, some not so good, but we'll see. There's loads of different things coming on. There's a whole new like sort of battle pass thing in it, and it ain't great, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I'm back playing Apex again, slowly getting back into it. And that's your lot.
You out for Community Day tomorrow, Pab? Pip-Plop Day?
What are you saying to me?
Are you out for Pip-Plop Day tomorrow?
I think he said Plip-Plop Day.
Are you going out for Pip-Plop Day tomorrow?
No.
Why not, Pab?
It sounds really rude.
Because it's not summer.
I will be. Although I've realised that Tottenham are playing at 12:30. They managed to put a Community Day right across the football. I'm outraged. It hasn't happened
Anna,
before.
are we going out for Plip-Plop Day tomorrow?
If you want.
It's a little penguin. Catch little penguins.
I don't need any though.
Well...
Yeah, they're not real penguins, Sheepdog. What's the point?
It's just a quarter distance on hatching eggs. So if you put eggs on tomorrow at 11, you only have to walk a quarter of the distance to hatch them, so you could clear your eggs out.
I did that over Christmas when it was half off, and I did all the eggs, so I've not got many left.
That's basically what I'm going to do. Put them on, walk down the road, see what I can find in the first hour, and then go back and watch the football. I'm hoping I manage to do it in an hour because I don't want to let my run go. But
fair enough.
I also don't want to miss the football.
Exactly. So let's all go get some flip flops. We will. We have social media. I can't look at it though, so don't send us anything. You can send this lot of stuff, and this is how you do it.
We're all at MG UK Podcast. People are tweeting that. There's still 4 people doing the 365 challenge.
Losers.
Okay. Right.
Is it 3?
Losers.
That's a 3 now. Okay.
Good.
Is it Kevly and I think Kevly and Andy are definitely on it.
I'm definitely
and
not
then
doing it.
Bobalicious or something. So 4, I think, are doing it. The rest all fell by the wayside over the weekend last week. So
good.
The weekend, I think weekends are going to be the hardest bit for the routine.
I need everyone to drop out of this before I'm back on Twitter at the end of the month because I don't want to see this nonsense going on. They can pack this nonsense in straight away. Don't be tagging me on this nonsense.
I think Lee's probably just in. The other 3, I don't know enough about their routines, but I feel like Lee's just not going to miss it. He was probably listening to him anyway.
I guarantee Lee's not listening to him. He's just taking a screenshot and moving on.
This is what
I know. He's quoting him. He's coming up with things from
good.
them. He's saying like a line from them on his tweets. He's referencing things. He started the Pab's mum Twitter account and has tweeted things from there relating to it, I think. That picture, Pab, I'm not going to lie, fit.
Anna showed me this. I know I'm not supposed to be involved in social media, but I did see the picture of Pab's. Was it Pab's? Is that Pab's mum? Is that was supposed to be?
Yeah.
Pab with a wig. And it was lovely. How did he get you to wear the wig, Pab?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's just his face superimposed on a woman, isn't it?
No, I think he found him and put a wig on him.
Because
I've released Pab's address to the internet as well, so people can go around and cheer him on outside his house. So turn his desk round so it's facing south.
Yeah, that needs to happen by next week, Pab.
We're going to come and check. When I'm there in June, recording from your bedroom with you, I will be checking the direction of your desk.
Okay.
It only needs turning completely the other way, essentially. Anyway, I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lulu Joan.
I'm at Pab 1986.
And we will see you next week, boys and girls.
We will. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.